Yo, I remember, right, back in the day, I was like in my late teens, my early 20s and shit, when I was up north. I was born in Harlem, but I was raised down south, you know what I'm saying, at SC. I went to mostly my whole schooling in SC, but my last partial years of school, I was up north going to school. And subsequently, this is just when I met my father, like towards the end of my high school in like 16, 17, I got to know him or whatever. And I met a lot of, what I'm saying, interesting brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like this transition that was taking place was dope. The people that I was meeting was real interesting. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I was meeting a lot of interesting brothers at the time. And unbeknownst to me, this is like a whole world I missed out on growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because, my mother wanted to go down south for whatever reason. That's another story, but um, which will probably be in my book. But yeah, I met one particular brother, and the reason why I'm actually telling this story is because the name Naga, right? There's so many synchronicities in the world. And the way I used to think back in the day, like I've killed so many versions of myself. Oh my goodness, it was a crazy hill, and This one part of my life that was a strong hill because I didn't know anything about knowledge itself. I didn't know anything about connection to the spirit. I felt something, but I could not define it. I didn't know how to define it. I didn't know what category to put these first thoughts I was getting in. I didn't know where they was coming from or how frequent. You couldn't tell me anything. I didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, synchronicity. I had this homeboy named Kareem, and back in the day, they used to call me Ruckus, right? Yeah, I used to be kind of a wild dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When I was up north, so they used to call me Ruckus. But my homeboy Kareem used to be like, "You ain't Ruckus." I like, what you talking about? He'd be like, "Yo, you the best dude I know." Like, I'd be like, "Yo, you funny as shit," right? He used to always make a joke out of it. Like he didn't want me to be Ruckus. He wanted me to be somebody else because we used to trip all the time. We used to laugh and joke. So he used to see like the best part of me. You know what I'm saying? Like only few and far between people got a chance to see me. You know what I'm saying? In my mentality. Otherwise, everybody thought I was just angry or mad at something. They don't know me. What's crazy, my own family don't even know me. The extent of what my family knows about me, they think I'm goofy. They don't know what to expect and that I'm goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like slightly intelligent sometimes, creative maybe, but for the most part, they don't know the depths of how I think, like how deep I get in my mind. But most of the people I experienced in my life, and they found that shit out fast. So Kareem be like, "Yo, that's my knocker right there." You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be back in the day like, "Don't call me nigga, yo." Don't call me nigga. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the energy that it carried, you know what I mean? But I've learned since then that history portrays information in situations to where, depending on the controlling party, you got to deal with the way they perceive history. That doesn't make it right. So we've been living in a situation with the word nigga for a long time as a form of disrespect, when in fact the word nigga comes from Nagrisha. And you can look it up. You know what I'm saying? You might find still some maps on Google, you know what I'm saying, when Africa was 75% Nagrisha, when Niger River was named after Nagrisha, when Egypt and Kemet was a part of Nagrisha and a whole, like, this is a fact. And the people were called Ingers. Ingers. A dialect to a people who don't understand how to speak will easily translate that into niggers. because it was the neter, the net. I can't roll my tongue, but it was the neter, neteru, the ingers. All this is a part of ancient history that a lot of people don't want to hold on to or really don't want to look into because it liberates people of African American descent or in this diaspora from the Americas down to the islands and so forth and on. It kind of places them in an actual place of lineage. Which in fact you got a lot of brothers and sisters who are fighting for the indigenous title, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to understand what the indigenous title speaks on. We covered the whole earth at one point. So at that point, it wasn't there's these type of people over here. And that wasn't even a thing. It was just, my cousins and them live in the mountains in the northern hills, and my grandparents and them live in the southern aspect of the motherland. Like it was like that. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But don't let me stay on to that because that's not where I was trying to go. You know what I mean? That gets deep. I'll tap into that another day to give y'all some information. But my homeboy Kareem used to always be like, "It's my knockers. Suck my knocker." He like, "Yo, knocker, nigga, what you talking about?" And it was funny, right? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And then like as years went by and me picking up knowledge, I heard something similar to it. So we got to understand how knowledge hits you. It hits you in syllables until you can comprehend the vibration of it. So before I even knew what Naga was knocking on my door trying to let me hear the G. You know what I'm saying? It was like Naga, nigga, was coming a long time ago. It was telling me when I was a kid in different ways. I used to had somebody gift me these it's like these spiritual dragons, and they held like one held like the spear of light, and it was holding it up like this, and it had the spear of darkness, and it was holding it down to the ground like it was pushing the light up, and it was holding the darkness down like this. And that shit was crazy. It was dope. Somebody gifted me that, and it was like one side of the dragon was pushing all the evil down, and it was raising up the light, and that shit always was symbolic to me. It was like something I got years ago as a gift out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a lot of the Japanese dragon symbologies people used to give me as gifts out of blue. Like I wasn't even really just mainly attracted to it, but people would bring them to me and stuff like that. And then cross reference, I ran into other people who started saying I look like certain people. I got love in different cultures. I got love in our culture in so many different ways around the right elders. You know what I mean? So a lot of elders were speaking to me about the wisdom serpent, the wiser serpent, you know what I'm saying, the Christ mentality and what that means, you know what I'm saying, and the real definition of it, opposed to how people hold it in religions and stuff like that. And it just started multiplying over the years as far as the knowledge. And it was like I was being guided in retrospect to certain spiritual angel propositions and situations like that. My inspiration would change. I had Ariel with me for a while. I had I ain't gonna call out what I know, but it's different things that was, what I'm saying, different energies that was helping me being guided, what I'm saying, that the divine sent for me to pay attention to. And it was also negative energies that would have misguided me that I was able to see easy. Like they was dumb strong, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, that's different right there, so. But it was funny because my man Kareem always be like, yo, it's my knockers right there. That's my knockers. Yo, come drop some jewels. And I'll be dropping jewels, but the jewels I'll be dropping, it would be like street knowledge, you know what I'm saying? It'll be stuff to be aware of in the streets, you know what I'm saying? How to keep yourself in balance with your people, even though they crazy. Like I've been on this type time, you know what I'm saying? But it was to delegate the time that we was in. Time delegates agenda. So it was like that, but I didn't know I was going to end up still doing it this way, but more on a powerful connection to spirituality and understanding the mechanics of the divine, because the body is mechanics. I don't take out a concept with people, how people speak, but you have to understand that the Christ attribute that everybody's looking for is within you. It's a process that happens. That's a process, Like, even if you go look into your Bible, they just allegorically placed it. It's something that happens to you. You got to keep that in mind. The thorns that he wears on his head, even in the Bible, that's what happens to your brain. It's synapses in geometrical shapes that looks like spikes inside of your brain. It goes around your whole thing, your whole head. When the oil rises up and it hits your pituitary gland and your pineal gland, and it secretes into your third eye. The electrical synapses from that lights up. It looks like a thorn reef around your head on the inside. It's a scientific fact. And you can go get something that'll watch you do this while you tap into that. If you can keep your body in the right regimen or whatever and watch it happens to you naturally, and you'll see the thorns light up around your head. That's the Christ mentality. And then when you rise above that, you go into your God, your God brain. That's if you can. A lot of people don't even get a chance to access it that much because it gets so powerful. You need something. You need sugar. You need something. You got to do something, and it pulls you away. It rips you away from it real fast because you start thinking you losing something. Like you almost feel like you literally dying when you get so close like that. And the only thing it's showing you that is you don't need anything. That's when you really become one with your higher aspect of everything. Your physical body can run off the things that the earth produces. But the mind itself and the heart is connected in unison to a spiritual aspect. That's why when your body dies, it still hits a pump and a thought when everything else is all over. Spiritual energy, you know what I'm saying? It's actually tangible. Your soul is 3.5 grams. These are physical things. As much as we want to get all, yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That is the connection to the vibration of it. You know what I'm saying? Like throw yourself into it. That's beautiful. But eventually you're going to have to learn, you know what I'm saying, that these things that we're talking about that you're looking for is within you. They actually physically take place. Physically take place. And they have been taking place to other people for eons. Not just now. This is like if you're thinking that, oh, it's not that, you're the first culture that ever thought that. It's the first time they ever thought that this would happen for everybody. Like literally, if you're in your position of understanding and you're waiting for one thing to take place, no, you are the thing that has to take place. It has to awaken inside of you. That's what the pictures that come black to Africa put out about the German pictures, and it was showing if anybody's seen those pictures. I even put it out on a video, but I took it down because I started seeing it go up. And I should have did it 3 days before that when I thought about it, but I didn't, first thought information. But I still got them. I got the whole book inside my phone. But they show you how these people whitewashed the situation that was literally taking place, the real situation that was taking place when all people of color were rising to their Christ consciousness. You seen them with a halo around their head. Everybody didn't have a halo. The soldiers didn't have a halo. Normal people didn't have a halo. But a lot of people of color had halos. Why is this at this time? Why was this being depicted as a group of people around a nation? And people were saying, what's happening to these people? They're writing this down. They're drawing what they look like at that moment. So why is a bunch of people going through this at one time if you're waiting for one individual? Naga.